Hey everybody, it's your friend Jason Pound here answering the top asked questions about the Oklahoma real estate market. Question we're tackling today, what is the hottest new trend in real estate? Short answer, multi-generational homes. However, as usual, let me over-explain. Whether you are someone who purchases properties for yourself, purchases properties to invest in, builds properties to invest and sell, or you're somebody who needs a multi-generational home, perk your ears up. Here's some data for you. A couple trends I've noticed. Trend number one, people tend to age and grow older. That is just a fact of life. If you're in your 20s and 30s and you are blessed enough, one day you're going to be in your 80s and 90s and you are going to experience this. If you're in your 80s and 90s, you have been blessed and you are currently experiencing this. I myself am in my 40s and my parents are in their mid to late 60s. So I am right in the middle of this myself. Trend number two is that nobody raises their hand and volunteers and says, you know what, I would like to go to the nursing home. In fact, in my family, we jokingly call it old people's prison. Nobody wants to do that. And if you go out and price these nursing home options, it is amazing how fast you can go broke as a family. But a lot of people feel like they don't have any options. Trend number three, this is becoming more and more common. I want to share with you the trend of the joint purchase. Now there's two ways to think about it. In fact, in Norman, they just passed a law where you can build ADUs in your backyard if you have enough additional dwelling units. And we are considering doing something like that, building a miniature house in our backyard for my mother-in-law. Something like that would be awesome if we could do that. However, we just sold a property that had a multi-generational family living in it, and I have another client who is actively searching for a multi-generational property right now. The trend that's happening right now is that folks who are young enough that there is no need for them to go to the nursing home right now. In fact, they still have a part-time job, maybe a full-time job, or they have a good pension or a good retirement in place, and they're still lendable. They're still living an active lifestyle. They're being proactive, and the parents are selling off their property. The kids are selling off their property, and they're pooling their resources so that they can afford a higher price point with more square footage, more land, etc., more of the things that they need as a multi-generational family. And because they're pooling their resources, when the time comes, they're able to afford these higher price points that give them what they need. And then when it comes time to sell, the buyer pool for these properties is larger than it used to be. It ends up being the luxury market for folks who can afford that type of property, or it is to other folks who have had the same idea and they are pooling their resources. I love the trend that in America, we are getting back to the old ways of taking care of our friends, taking care of our family, taking care of our communities. And this is one way that we can get back to our foundational roots as a country, is taking care of our elders at the family level. I love it. My name is Jason Pound with Jericho Pound Realty Group. We service the entire Oklahoma City metro area and all the surrounding suburbs with hyper local focus in South Oklahoma City, Moore, and Norman. If we can be of assistance to your family in investigating multi-generational living, or if we can be of assistance in helping you to invest into some multi-generational opportunities, don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to serve. In the meantime, peace out. Have a great life. Adios.